Welcome back to the channel. I'm standing next to the 2023 Honda Accord Touring Hybrid. Let's talk about pricing here for the Hybrid Touring. Starting price is at $37,890. This one stickers for $43,678. If you guys are on the market for a Honda, be sure to check out Braman Honda and ask for Ulysses. He will get you into your next vehicle. Let's talk about the exterior styling here for this 11th generation Accord. The time has finally come, guys, and I'm reviewing this vehicle, and in person this vehicle looks very sophisticated, very mature compared to the previous generation, which I didn't think was a bad look, but Honda kind of softened it up here and made it look more elegant in my opinion. But looking here, this vehicle is painted in this beautiful gray exterior color. There's some dark chrome, gloss black, and silver painted elements throughout this vehicle. Looking at these headlights here, these come standard even on the base LX model. They're going to be a full LED headlight with an automatic low and high beam. Turn signal and daytime run lights are full LED. There's front parking sensors, some silver painted trim here. Sadly, guys, there's no fog lights on this newer generation, which is the 11th generation, but there's some gloss black elements here at the front left splitter with this gloss black finished grille. And you guys are wondering where the Honda sensing is. It's not down here anymore. It's going to be integrated into the actual H, which is very large. I like the way that it looks. So that houses driver's assistance tech, and there's a camera in the actual windshield. But let me know in the comment section what do you guys think about the Honda Accord, especially with this being the touring model. Looking at the side profile, this has a 111.4 inch wheelbase with an overall length of 195.7, and this vehicle has 5.3 inches of ground clearance, so really low stepping height to get inside this sedan here. But looking at these tires and wheels here, these are a 235/40 Michelin tire. They're wrapped in this 19-inch wheel design, which has a multi-spoke, which is a gloss black and chrome finish. This is how you guys can tell that this is a touring model over the other Accords in their lineup. There's more gloss trim here at the lower part of the rocker panels. There's this LED sight marker here with some dark chrome here around the window trim, and Honda doesn't offer a panoramic sunroof. I guess they did that to keep the cost down, but it is nice that Honda does give you a standard size sunroof here to let light and air into the cabin. But making our way towards the rear of the vehicle, I love the rear design of the taillights here. It looks very Audi-like in my opinion. They're going to be a full LED on all trim levels, even on the base LX, which is a turn signal, brake light, and reverse light. As you guys can see, it looks really good, looks very sophisticated. There's the hybrid touring badge there, and there's the Honda H, which is really small, but I like the way that it looks. It says Accord here, which is really nice as well. There's your parking sensors with some more gloss black elements with these reflectors integrated into the lower bumper here. Open up the cargo back here. If you guys remember the previous generation, it didn't even open up all the way, but Honda has fixed that. Now the trunk opens up very wide and very quick. And there's these tabs here to fold down the seats to do a 60-40 split. So if you guys need to put long items into your vehicle, you can definitely do that. And there's also some grocery hooks back here as well, so the groceries don't roam around in the actual trunk area. And Honda says it has 16.7 cubic feet of space, one of the largest trunk capacities in the segment. Lifting this up, it does reveal the fix-a-flat kit because this vehicle does come equipped with run-flat tires. Looking at the key fob here for the 11th generation Accord, I like the way this key fob looks. It's the same key fob that Honda is using on their other products. There's a lock, unlock, a remote start, trunk release, and a panic button, and it has the H on back of the key fob here. But to lock the vehicle, just rest your finger here, but to unlock it, and that will unlock the vehicle. But as you guys can see here, this interior is so much more nicer compared to the previous generation. But getting inside this vehicle, like I mentioned, this vehicle has 5.3 inches of ground clearance, so it does have a low stepping height if you guys are used to SUVs. And you guys can hear that's a new chime from Honda. But to start up the vehicle, just press the button here and the vehicle will start up in its EV mode, but the gas engine just kicked on. But reach over here to shut the door. Let's talk about the door panel materials really quickly here. Soft touch material. There's 2-person memory seats because this is the touring model, so it's the fully loaded model in the Accords lineup with this aluminum accented door handle here. Some gloss black trim around the controls. There's your automatic up and down for the driver and passenger, but not for the rear windows. There's your mirror adjustment controls there, lock controls, large storage and cup holder space here in the door pocket. It's going to be nicely padded here with some stitching. Looking here, I like the nice honeycomb vent style to the actual air vent here, which is really nice. And it does have that nice satisfying click, and this does have the Bose audio sound system. The steering wheel here does have this nice leather here. There's paddles here. If you guys hold, it's for the regenerative braking. It's not for like shifting any gears or anything like that, but it's for the regenerative braking to catch that energy and put it into the actual battery pack, which lives underneath the rear seat, so Honda didn't compromise cargo space. And as you guys can see here for the Accord, this is all new. Even on the base LX model, you do get this 10.25 inch instrument cluster here, which is customizable if you guys wanted to change different things. It show you like your power flow meter, Just rub your finger on this. It's also your fuel economy, your speed and time, navigation, and you guys can also say, hey Google, can you show me to the nearest Starbucks?
All right, there's a Starbucks 12 miles away.
And once you guys set up your, no, cancel. But once you guys set up your actual Google account and so forth, it will take you to different things. As you guys can see here, one of the largest displays in the mid-size sedan segment. This is a 12.3-inch display. It does run Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and I can make a split screen here just in case I don't want to have the Apple CarPlay take up the entire screen or Android Auto. Just press this little area right here, and it does show you a larger display. But pressing this right here, as you guys can see, the screen resolution is just so beautiful in this car. Very high resolution. I wouldn't expect nothing less. This is really nice that Honda gives you this larger infotainment system. There's this volume knob here that you guys can, adjust the volume and so forth. There's no tune knob. You have to go through the physical screen in order to change that. But let's look at the Honda interface here. It's the same style from the previous generation. They just kind of changed up some of the icons just a little bit. Plenty of things in this vehicle, different widgets and whatnot. This also has Wi-Fi hotspot if you guys want to connect or anything. It shows you your trip computer. Go back here. It shows you, let's look at vehicle status here. There's different things, and I like the nice little graphics here. And you guys can also change the color of the car. So right now you put it in the blue, you can put it into the nice gray looking color, or even the red color. Me personally, I'm going to leave it in the actual gray color there. But it's nice that Honda is giving you this type of customability. It's also built in Alexa here, and looking here at the power flow, it shows you, what's the current drive, the range and whatnot. So it's nice that you can customize this to your liking. The honeycomb style is finished here on the actual vent. There's some gloss black trim, 3-level heated and cool seats because this is the touring model, so it gives you all the nice goodies here. And there's a backup camera there which shows you trajectory with distance markers. There's different angles. This also has road cross traffic alert, and there's the sensors here for the front and rear parking sensors. They're kicking down here to drive. Back into park. Honda eliminate the push button style shifter, which me personally, I like this a little bit better, so you can physically grab it. And a lot of reviewers don't even talk about that it says hybrid here. With me, I like the nice detail that Honda has here on the newer generation Accord. There's also dual climate control, 2 Type-C ports here. My iPhone 14 Pro Max fits in this phone charger just fine. It's going to be nicely padded here, nice stitching here, really nice materials. There's 2 cup holders. Press this button here, it gives you the option to drive it in EV mode. So it does a really good job of switching between the different drive modes, and you guys would never notice it if you're not paying attention to it. There's electronic parking brake, brake hold. This is going to be nicely padded. I like that it has like this nice slope here, which is nice. So you guys wanted to, adjust your elbows, you can definitely do that. Open it up. It does reveal a 12-volt and a good amount of storage in there. Really nice padded portion here. The seats are very supportive and comfortable. They have a new design compared to the previous generation. Very comfortable seats. Like I mentioned, they're 3-level heated and cool seats. Above me, there's a standard size sunroof, no panoramic option. Nope. On this newer generation, there's a sunglass holder here. There's an SOS button. You can open and tilt the sunroof here, and it does a good job of opening up over the driver, but not for the passengers, of course, because it's just a standard size. And you can just click that button there to close it back. And it's going to be full LED lights throughout the interior here. And also the glove compartment, it does offer a lot of storage in there, and there's some more leather and stitching here. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think about the tech. I think Honda did a fantastic job, especially with this larger display, and that it runs the Google base system, which is really nice, especially with this fully digital display here. Even on the base LX model, it's nice that Honda does give you that as standard equipment. And I forgot to mention, it also has a heads-up display, which is customizable. It can show you different things like your speed and also your driver's assistance tech and whatnot. But this cabin is very sophisticated, just like the exterior styling. If you guys are wondering if you need to put an SUV in your driveway, me personally speaking, I'm going to say no, because the Accord offers so much interior space here. You can fit 3 across in comfort, and this vehicle offers tons of legroom space, one of the most in the actual segment. Looking at the materials here, going to be a nice soft touch material with this aluminum accented door handle here. There's your speaker cover there. There's 3-level heated seats back here, nicely padded armrests, nice stitching. The switchgear feels very high quality, and there's some storage here in the actual door pocket. But getting into this vehicle, like I mentioned, this vehicle has 5.3 inches of ground clearance, and as you guys can see here, I'm only 5'8", and I have plenty of foot space underneath the driver's seat. This is where I have the seat to drive. Like I mentioned, I'm only 5'8". There's rear air vents here, 2 Type-C ports. There's this hump here, but you can fit a middle passenger here. There's one mat pocket, and Honda says this has 40.8 inches of rear legroom space. So there's no need for SUV if you guys can get this amount of space in the actual sedan. Above me, there's this standard size sunroof here. There's no panoramic option, sadly, but there is full LED lights throughout the cabin. Pulling this armrest down here, it does reveal 2 cup holders in a really nice area here to rest your elbows. But overall, the back seat of the Accord, like I mentioned, it does offer tons of rear legroom space, and it is the most spacious in the mid-size sedan segment. Let's talk about the powertrain specs here for the Honda Accord. The base models, which is the LX and EX, they will offer the carryover powertrain, which is a 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, which will only make 192 horsepower and 192 pound-feet of torque. If you guys want to skip that powertrain entirely, I would recommend looking at this powertrain, because this is your only option, which is the 2-liter direct injection 4-cylinder, which will make 204 horsepower and 247 pound-feet of torque. It's also paired with a CVT transmission. As the Honda Accord Touring sits here, this vehicle weighs in at 3,500 pounds. If you guys are wondering what happened to the detuned version of the Type R, Honda has sadly dropped that powertrain. So you guys only have the turbocharged and this powertrain here, which is the hybrid powertrain, which of course, if you guys are looking for fuel efficiency, I would recommend looking at the hybrid over the non-hybrid powertrain. But let's make our way over here to the fuel door and talk about fuel economy. This is why you guys go for the hybrid, because you want to get better MPG. Open up the fuel door here. This is rated to get 46 in the city, 41 on the highway, and 44 combined. All right, guys, so it's going to be a very short drive here because I'm on top of the roof of Braman Honda. There's no one to go out on the test drive with me at the moment, but we're going to talk about this powertrain here. This is Honda's 2-liter direct injection 4-cylinder. It makes 204 horsepower and 247 pound-feet of torque. It's paired with a CVT transmission. As you guys know, Honda did discontinue the detuned version of the Type R's powertrain. My apologies, I can't get my words out. So that powertrain is no more. So let's put the vehicle into its sport mode here, and let's do a slight run very quickly. It does have good adequate power. You don't even feel the CVT droning or anything like that. So it does a good job of keeping the revs in check and so forth, because remember, it's a CVT transmission. The ride quality for this generation here is buttery smooth. There's your drive mode selector here, which shows you econ. There's normal, sport, individual. So it's a lot of different drive modes, and I like that it does display a nice graphic of the Accord, so it shows you what it's doing. It also has adaptive dampers, because this is the top model, which is the Touring here. And you can also say, hey Google, can you show me to the nearest Wawa? And she would read
to that one?
And then she will read everything to you. No, cancel.
All right. What about the one 8.7 miles away?
Cancel, Google. But it is nice that Honda does give you this type of technology here. And there's also the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's nice that Honda gives you so much tech in this vehicle. This also has a Bose sound system, this heads-up display, this larger 12.3-inch display. If you press this button here, now you have a split screen to show you your power flow, your compass. So it's nice that they give you all this tech at a really good, affordable price, because some other competitors, which is the Camry, which is going to be a little bit more expensive compared to this top model of the Accord here, this 3-level heated and cooled seats. I like the nice detail here that it says hybrid here on the actual shift, on the steering column here, which is really nice. The materials are really good on the dash, soft touch material. Heads-up display is really nice. And right now, guys, I'm not even using the engine to drive this vehicle. I'm using the electric assist, which is the battery pack. And you guys are wondering, hey, where's the battery pack? It's actually underneath the rear seat. So Honda did not compromise the cargo space. So that's why you still have best-in-class cargo space at 16.7 cubic feet of space. Above me, there's a standard size sunroof. There's no panoramic sunroof on this newer generation. But me personally, I was looking forward to that, but Honda wanted to keep the cost down, which makes sense because some other panoramic options in the segment are around $1,500 or so. So it is very expensive to get a panoramic sunroof, but it is nice. And you guys, like I mentioned, these shifters here, the paddle shifters here, these shifters here, you guys wonder what they're for. They're for the regenerative braking. And the vehicle does a good job of basically driving like an electric vehicle, because this is a hybrid powertrain. If you guys go for the LX or EX, you will get the same carryover 1.5 turbo 4-cylinder, which will make 192 horsepower and 192 pound-feet of torque. So Honda did make some nice changes for the newer generation model, but the powertrain specs for this hybrid, like I mentioned, the 204 and 247 pound-feet of torque. You guys feel the torque instantaneously, because it is trying to mimic an electric vehicle, which is really nice. Once again, the tech in this vehicle is good. The materials are upscale. But overall, guys, I have no complaint for this newer generation. I love the Accord. It's really a soft spot for me. And the segment, and I'm being honest, guys, it's dying off. The midsize sedan segment is dying off. Hyundai and Kia, they're going to kill out the K5 and Sonata. That's what reports are saying, but it's not set in stone yet. But it is nice that you can still get a midsize sedan with SUV-like legroom in the back seat. After spending time with the 2023 Honda Accord Hybrid touring here, I love the technology, the nice fully digital display, that large 12.3-inch display which has the Google base, and it also runs the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. This vehicle does have a very smooth ride quality, even though I did a very short drive. The powertrain is silky smooth. It goes to the CVT just fine. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this full review here on the 2023 Honda Accord Touring Hybrid. Be sure to check me out on Instagram at Drive1Reviews. Hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications, and I will see you all in the next review.